Hello, my name is Amy. Welcome back to your mat. Welcome to your practice. I am filming from Big Spring here in Missouri. So behind me is the Big Spring. And I thought this would be a great place to do a class for you guys. And luckily the weather's cooperating. It's supposed to rain later, but right now we're good. So we're gonna get right to it. Today's class is going to be a simple, uncomplicated flow. So this is a great practice to come to anytime, for whatever you need it for. So whether it's just to move your body, to feel good in your body, to vent some stress, to get out of your head, to do a little stretching, a little movement, whatever it is, this is the practice for you. I'm gonna practice today with 2 blocks. I highly recommend that you have either 2 blocks or something like blocks. It could be books, it could be soup cans, it could be sturdy water bottles, just something to bring the floor up to you. You don't have to have them, but I think it'll be really helpful in today's practice. So just have those hands at the top of your mat. And we're gonna get started right away in downward facing dog. So I'm gonna get the hair put up here, but you go ahead and get your downward dog. And we will get started. So go ahead, and we're gonna start in down dog just to kind of warm everything up. So this is a great pose. And in today's down dog, I'm gonna do a little wider stance with my feet. You can choose to not do that. And I'm also gonna do a little shorter down dog. Just for me, it just feels good today. I did it in my practice earlier today and it just felt great. So you decide what's good for you. A regular down dog, wider, whatever you want. But really we're just gonna stretch through the legs, open everything up. And just really feel into the arms, the legs, the low back. Shake out the neck, shake the head, shake it all. And then come to stillness for a few breaths here. One more. And then I want you to look forward, and we're going to step that right foot forward into a low lunge. Go ahead and drop that back knee. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and start using my blocks. So you decide, again, like I said, you can skip the blocks if you want, but I'm going to use them as an assist. They're great tools. So they really just, in my practice, they really, really help. So you can leave the back toes tucked or untucked, up to you. And then we're gonna come in that low lunge. I want you to just look out in front of you and look forward. And then we're gonna back up a bit here and come back up and open into a twist. So we're gonna open up the arms out to the right. So my right arm is going behind me, my left arm is going in front. And look out. Sorry, the gnats are going a little crazy here, so if you hear me making any noise, that's what it's from. Hold this here for a moment. And look out to your right. In my case, I'm looking at the beautiful Big Spring. Water's flowing constantly here. And then come back into your low lunge and look forward again. And then here's where the blocks will definitely come in handy. We're gonna come into straightening out that front leg and bending over that front leg. So now my front leg is bent and I'm coming in to help with the hamstrings there. So you can also flex your front toes if you like to really get that hamstring stretch, or leave them down. Breathe there for a moment. Just, again, simple, uncomplicated. We're not gonna go fast here. We're not gonna hold too long. And then we're gonna step forward, and I want you to halfway lift here. So go ahead and look out in front of you, and then exhale and fold in. So we're keeping it simple today, moving. Inhale and come all the way up and into your mountain pose before we go to the other side. Great class to just do anytime for anything. Stress relief, like I said, move your body, whatever you need to do. Shake something out, whatever, let go of something. Maybe you're tired, you want some energy, whatever, this class is for that. And hopefully this beautiful backdrop is also helping, maybe a good mood booster. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and step that right foot back and come into that low lunge using those blocks again. Back toes tucked or untucked. Look forward, really come out of your chest, open up here. Instead of folding in, we're gonna open up. And then we're gonna back out of the lunge a little bit and come into that twist. So now we're opening up to the left-hand side here. Left arm is out behind you, right arm in front of you. Nice open twist here. Breathing in, try not to eat any bugs in my case while I'm doing the class. They're really going crazy over here, but this is part of the yoga practice, right? And then come back into your low lunge. Sometimes it's hard to maintain composure. Nice low lunge there. And then come into your, straighten out that front leg and fold forward over that front leg. And then come on and rebend that straight leg. And then we're gonna step forward. And in this case, we're just gonna fold forward. No halfway lift, no mat, and we're just gonna dangle and let it all go. So just release all that, shake out your neck for a moment. And now we're gonna move into another little short flow here. Again, simple, uncomplicated. Don't have to worry about exactly how it looks. We're not worrying about every alignment cue. We're just moving the body. So we're gonna step back the left foot, and this time leave the back knee up and look forward. So a similar stance, but our back knee is up off the ground now. Look forward, and then if you want, you can pop the blocks up another height if you like for pyramid pose. So now we're gonna straighten that front leg and bend over that. Folding forward here. Before we're gonna rebend into that straight leg, come back into that lunge, looking out in front of you, back knee off the ground, of course. Then go ahead and come up into your warrior two. So drop that back foot and come on up into warrior two. Arms can be in whatever you want. I'm gonna go with cactus to open up the chest. And then go ahead and straighten that front leg. And now I just want you to go ahead and grab your blocks. So we're gonna move to the back of the mat here in a moment. So put those in the back of your mat. Just gonna get myself set up here so I know where I'm going. And then I've got my feet turned at about a 45-degree angle. We're gonna keep our legs straight, and we're just gonna do a little kind of, I'm gonna call it a little rinse and flush before we go to the other side. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna reach my right arm. I'm gonna start with my right arm and go over to the left. So I'm reaching across my body, a little twist, and a little side body here. And then this opposite arm, left arm over to the right-hand side. So we're going opposite here. So you're just moving back and forth. You can go slow, you can go briskly, you can go somewhere in the middle, doesn't matter. So just right arm goes over to the left and twisting, and left arm goes over to the right and twisting. So let's go a couple more rounds that way. So you're getting a little side body, you're getting a little twist. Breathe in there. I think the gnats have finally calmed down a little bit. Do I dare say that? A couple more rounds. Keeping the legs straight here. We're not gonna bend our legs because we're getting enough bending going on here. And then go ahead, and now we're gonna flip to the back of the mat. So now our left foot is bent. Back knee is off the ground. We're coming to that runner's lunge. So look forward here. And then now we're gonna come into pyramid pose. You can pop up the blocks if you like. We're gonna straighten that front leg, come into pyramid. My back heel is off the ground. You can shorten the stance and put your heel down if you like. I'm gonna stay with heel up today. Folding forward here. And then go ahead and inhale. Come forward again, rebend that front knee. Look out in front of you. Now plant that back foot, come into your warrior two. And again, your arms can be in whatever configuration. I'm gonna go with cactus again here. And then from there, go ahead and, did I just forget something? No, I did not. Sorry, I feel like my brain just had a moment there. And then from there, you're just gonna turn both of your heels, both of your feet to face this long edge of your mat. And we're just gonna fold forward and rinse all of that out. So let all of that go. Release into the mat. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Just releasing. You can feel that in the back of probably your hamstrings, probably even in the inner thighs. If you wanted to, you could stack up a couple blocks here and rest your head on that. If your head is nowhere near stacked blocks, then don't worry about it. But if it is, that could be a nice little way to rest the top of your head. Kind of flip your perspective a little bit here by looking at the world upside down. And it's really interesting from my perspective to see the big spring and all the water flowing, and it's all upside down. So that's pretty wild. And then go ahead and come all the way back up. And now we're just gonna come down to a nice, easy seat here. So, like I said, this is a simple flow. And we're gonna come down and come to a nice seat here, and then I want you to sit up nice and tall. I'm actually gonna turn sideways so you can kind of see this. Nice and tall, inhale, and then I want you to exhale. We're just gonna do a simple twist to the right. So bring that right arm behind you and twist over to the right. And you may have to forgive me if I stay in this side a little longer because my view is really nice. Highly recommend, we're gonna stay in this for a couple breaths, so breathe there. Highly recommend anytime you have a chance to practice yoga outside, especially as the warmer months are upon us in the Northern Hemisphere, get outside and do yoga. Even if there's bugs and things that can be annoying, just being outside can just have that very therapeutic effect. Can lift your mood, can increase your energy. And then exhale and come back to center. And just because I want to have that view again, I'm gonna go ahead and switch around. You could stay the way you are. Switch the cross of your legs if you like. And then we're gonna do the same thing, sit up nice and tall. And now we're going to do a nice twist to the left. And I apologize. It's not that I don't want to see you guys. Of course, they don't really see you anyway, but not that I don't want to look at you guys on the video camera, but my view is too nice. Take a nice breath there. And then exhale, come back to center, come back to your seat here. Now you're welcome at this time. This will be a great time to lay back in Shavasana, really let the effects of your practice wash over you. This was a short class, obviously, so if you don't really want to do that or you don't really feel like that's necessary for your practice or you need to move on with your day, then move on with your day. Another thing I would suggest is if you want to make this a little longer, run through that whole sequence a few times on each side, and you can make this as long as you wanted to. So I highly recommend and encourage you to do that, or stick with a shorter one because you still moved your body, you stretch things out. Hopefully you feel better, and if nothing else, you got a nice beautiful view. And stay tuned. At the end of this video, I'm gonna take you over there and give you a little close-up of the big spring. So thanks again for joining me, and until next time. As promised, I don't know if you can hear me over that water, but that is the big spring coming right out and just flowing away. And for those that are interested, a little fun fact. Looks like I wouldn't see what the number was. There on average day, 288 million gallons of water flow from the spring. So it's pretty impressive. And this water, just look how gorgeous that is. This traveling life is pretty awesome.